Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something I know we all struggle with. Staying productive and managing stress in a world that feels like it's constantly speeding up. Let me tell you, between running my business, nurturing my amazing community, and, actually having a life, I've had my fair share of overwhelm. But over the years, I've learned some seriously game-changing strategies. Whether you're balancing work, studies, family life, or just trying to keep all your balls in the air, these 5 practical tips are going to help you stay on top of things without burning out. Are you ready? Let's get started. All right, my friend, let's kick things off with the foundation of it all. Tip number 1 is to prioritize and plan your tasks. You've probably heard this before. I know I sound like a broken record sometimes, but it's amazing how many of us skip this crucial step. We wake up, grab our coffee, and dive headfirst into the day without a clear roadmap. And then we wonder why we feel so scattered and stressed by lunchtime. Instead, I want you to start each day, even before you open that inbox, by taking a few minutes to list out your tasks in order of priority. And to really hone in on what deserves your attention, I highly recommend using the Eisenhower matrix. It's a super simple but powerful method where you categorize tasks based on 2 things: urgency and importance. Trust me, this is going to be a game changer for your focus and clarity. Now, here's the thing. When you start prioritizing like a pro, you're inevitably going to come face to face with things you simply don't have the bandwidth for. And that's where the P word comes in. You've got to get comfortable with saying no. And I don't just mean to other people. Sometimes the most important no's we say are to ourselves, to those shiny distractions that pull us away from what truly matters. So, are you ready to step into your power and own your day? Remember, when you focus on the tasks that truly move the needle forward in your life and your work, you create space for more joy, more flow, and yes, more productivity. Okay, let's be real for a second. How many times have you looked at a big goal or project on your to-do list and felt that wave of overwhelm wash over you? It's like staring up at a mountain, right? But here's the secret. The most daunting tasks become way less intimidating when you break them down into smaller, more manageable steps. Remember that old saying, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Well, the same goes for your goals. Instead of trying to tackle everything at once, which, let's be honest, usually leads to procrastination and stress, I want you to chunk it down. Let's say you have to prepare a presentation for work, a big one that has you feeling those butterflies in your stomach. Instead of trying to do it all in one go, break it down into smaller, more digestible steps. Maybe day 1 is all about research. Day 2, you create a killer outline. Then you dedicate specific time blocks to designing those slides, followed by practicing your delivery like the rock star you are. See? Suddenly, it doesn't feel so overwhelming anymore. Plus, every time you check off one of those smaller steps, you're giving yourself a hit of dopamine, that feel-good hormone that keeps you motivated and moving forward. And by the time you get to the finish line, you'll realize you didn't just do the task. You did it with less stress, more focus, and probably a whole lot more enjoyment along the way. Chapter 3, tip number 3, time blocking and the power of the pause. All right, let's talk about one of my all-time favorite productivity hacks, time blocking. Seriously, this is a game changer, and it's something I do religiously in my own life and business. Time blocking simply means dedicating specific blocks of time in your day for certain tasks. Think of it like creating a schedule for your work, but instead of meetings and appointments, you're scheduling time for focused action. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Marie, that sounds way too structured. I like to go with the flow, and I hear you. But trust me on this one. When you intentionally block out time for specific tasks, you eliminate distractions, you create boundaries, and you give yourself permission to be fully present in that moment. One of my favorite methods for time blocking is the Pomodoro Technique. It's super simple. You set a timer for 25 minutes and work on a single task without interruption. Then, when the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. After 4 rounds, you treat yourself to a longer break, maybe 20 or 30 minutes. It's amazing how much you can get done when you work in focused bursts like this. But here's the other crucial piece of the puzzle, taking breaks. And I don't just mean scrolling through Instagram, I'm talking about truly stepping away from your work, moving your body, getting some fresh air, or just giving your mind a chance to rest and recharge. Remember, you are not a machine. Taking breaks is just as important as the work itself. It boosts your creativity, prevents burnout, and helps you come back to your work feeling refreshed and refocused. So, as you're planning your day and blocking out those work sprints, don't forget to schedule in some time for guilt-free breaks. Your mind and body will thank you. Remember, the power of the pause is just as significant as the power of focused work. Embrace both for a balanced and productive life. Chapter 4, tip number 4. Stress less, achieve more with the power of mindfulness. We're talking all about productivity, but let's be real, you can't pour from an empty cup. When you're running on empty, your efficiency and creativity take a nosedive. Which brings us to tip number 4, something we often neglect in our quest to get things done. Managing stress through mindfulness. It's a game changer for your mental well-being. In a world that's constantly demanding our attention, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to take care of our most valuable asset, our minds. We often overlook the importance of mental health in our daily grind. But here's the thing, my friend. When we're constantly rushing from one thing to the next, our minds and bodies never get a chance to slow down, to breathe, to just be. This constant state of rush can lead to chronic stress, and that's a recipe for burnout, my friend. Burnout not only affects your work, but also your personal life and overall happiness. That's where mindfulness comes in. It's a simple yet powerful tool to help you regain control. Mindfulness is simply the practice of bringing your attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being fully present and engaged with whatever you're doing. It's about noticing your thoughts, your feelings, and your bodily sensations without getting swept away by them. This awareness can help you manage your reactions and reduce stress. And the best part? It doesn't require hours of meditation or a complete lifestyle overhaul. You can start small and still see significant benefits. Even just 5 or 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation each day can work wonders for your focus, your clarity, and your ability to manage stress. It's a small investment for a big return, and if you're new to meditation, don't worry. There are plenty of resources to help you get started. There are tons of amazing apps out there like Headspace and Calm that offer guided meditations for all levels. These apps make it easy to incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. But mindfulness isn't just about sitting in silence. It can be integrated into various aspects of your life. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before you start your workday, allowing yourself to center and focus. Paying attention to the sensations of your feet on the ground as you walk, feeling each step with intention. Or really savoring that first sip of coffee in the morning. Letting yourself fully experience the moment. It's about finding moments of presence and awareness throughout your day. These small moments can add up to a significant impact on your overall well-being. So, the next time you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, remember to pause, breathe, and reconnect with the present moment. This simple act can help you reset and refocus. You'll be amazed at how much more grounded, focused, and productive you feel. Mindfulness can truly transform your approach to work and life. Chapter 5. Tip number 5. The myth of multitasking. Why focus is your secret weapon. Okay, let's talk about a productivity myth that's been holding us back for far too long. Multitasking. It sounds impressive, right? Like we're superhumans juggling a million things at once. But the truth is, multitasking is a productivity killer. In fact, studies have shown that it can reduce your productivity by up to 40%. That's almost half of your potential output gone. Here's why. Our brains aren't wired to focus on multiple things at once. They are designed to handle one task at a time efficiently. When we try to multitask, we're essentially forcing our brains to switch rapidly between tasks, which is not only inefficient but also exhausting. This leads to mental fatigue, errors, and a whole lot of stress. It's a recipe for burnout. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. You're not going to get very far, and you're probably going to crash and burn. And when you crash, it's not just your productivity that suffers, but also your mental well-being. So, instead of trying to do it all at once, I want you to embrace the power of single tasking. This means dedicating your full attention to one task at a time. Yes, you heard that right. Focus on completing one task at a time, giving it your full attention before moving on to the next. This approach is not only more efficient but also more satisfying. By giving each task your full attention, you'll find that you complete them more quickly and with better results. Now, I know this might feel counterintuitive at first, especially if you're used to juggling a million things at once. But trust me, when you prioritize focus, you'll be amazed at how much more you accomplish. It's a game changer. You'll produce higher quality work, you'll make fewer mistakes, and you'll feel a sense of accomplishment that comes from truly mastering each task. This sense of mastery and completion is incredibly rewarding. and can boost your overall happiness and job satisfaction. So ditch the myth of multitasking and embrace the power of focus. Your productivity, your sanity, and your to-do list will thank you. Remember, it's not about doing more things at once, but about doing one thing really well. Your productivity, your sanity, and your to-do list will thank you. So there you have it. 5 actionable tips to boost your productivity and reduce stress, even in a world that feels like it's moving at warp speed. Remember to prioritize and plan, break down those big goals into bite-sized pieces, block out time for focused work, and don't forget those breaks. Cultivate a mindfulness practice that works for you and ditch the myth of multitasking in favor of deep, focused action. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these tips are you most excited to try out this week? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more productivity tips, inspiration and tools to create a life and business you love. I'll see you in the next video.